Hello and welcome back to Yes Guy Gaming, and we're here with a bit of a different type of video here. I'm testing out kind of a cool setup here with OBS, the recording software, to try to see if this will work, but I also was struck with a little bit of inspiration as I was editing some videos and some of the reviews and, you know, just going through, getting back into the swing of things. I stumbled across Metacritic, and I went down a rabbit hole of seeing what volleyball games are actually on there and with some of the critical responses to some of the favorite games we've been playing on the channel. So I didn't go too far down. I thought, oh, this would make a great video. Let's just go through together and check out the critical review scores on Metacritic and some of the comments for some of our favorite games or my favorite games that we've been playing on this channel, and see where that lines up with the amount of fun we may or may not have been having with those games. So anyway, hope this video works. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, hit that like button and maybe think about subscribing. Appreciate all that. So let's jump into it. Okay, so right off the bat here, we're into Women's Volleyball Championship. And this is what got the shock going in me. 32. Are you kidding me? Women's Volleyball Championship on PS2, 32? We played that game and had a lot of fun with it, and a lot of guys have watched, liked, enjoyed those videos, so to see a 32 is crazy. So let's just look at who's giving this what. So first, My Gamer. Overall, the game seems to exhibit a good simulation of a volleyball game with emphasis on many different statistics and real-life strategies. Well, thanks, My Gamer. I think I would generally agree with you there. I can't remember what I gave the score on my review when I kind of looked through it. Maybe that hasn't come out yet, spoiler. But yeah, I mean, I think I generally agree. It's a pretty good game, but that seems to be the only mixed review for the game. So let's get into some of these other people who have been chirping this a little bit harder. Okay, worth playing. If you really want to play a volleyball video game, stick with older titles that focus on beach volleyball, or pray that somebody can come up with a better take on the indoor version of the sport? Are you kidding me? Like, that's like if somebody was playing a hockey game and they're like, it's okay, you better just focus on some of the older versions that focus on a completely different sport. It makes no sense. It's like, oh, well, hey, if you didn't like Madden, 95, well, you should try out the FIFA 94. It's really good. Well, yeah, they're both football, but they are both very, very different sports. All right, I gotta try to not get too upset at what's going on here. Okay, official PlayStation Magazine. Unfortunately, this niche sport has spawned a niche game that lacks the more obvious draw of the beach variant and will interest only the hardest hardcore fans? Are you kidding me? PlayStation, the official magazine, with a 4 out of 10, and they called volleyball a niche sport? How dare you, PlayStation? Unbelievable. That was only a 40 out of 100. Look at this, PSX Extreme. 28 out of 100. Women's Volleyball Championship doesn't do anything right. It does, however, fail miserably in variety of different areas and remains mediocre in the aspects where it's not a total failure. What are these people seeing? I do not get this. Oh, here we go. IGN. Alright, IGN. 20 out of 100. IGN, you've given some shit games high scores, and you're going to give Women's Volleyball Championship a 20 out of 100? Are you kidding me? This is insulting. Comment down below your guys' thoughts on Women's Volleyball Championship and whether or not these critics are correct. I think they are incorrect. Okay, moving on, we're looking at Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Fortune. And this one I'm sure would be mixed. 43 out of 100, which I guess I'm not surprised to see that on the 9 reviews. I mean, I'm not sure what kind of established game review company would take a hard look at this and put it on. I mean, Yes Guy Gaming definitely is not afraid to put that on their channel, but yeah, I can see, okay, what are some of the negative ones? Whoa. Light on content. I guess they were disappointed in this one as opposed to the original Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, how it had less. It's kind of interesting. Well, anyway, I don't know. Again, what do you guys think? Did they get this right or get this wrong? In my review, I think I rated this a, well, check that out to see the final verdict on that game. But let's move on. Power Spike Pro Beach Volleyball, and I am upset by this one. 48 out of 100 as the Metacritic score. I mean, we got some average. Oh, here's IGN again. Normally, graphics follow gameplay in our list of priorities, but better animation, better character models, a decent frame rate, and well, a lot of other things could have made this a more complete volleyball experience. Do any of these people understand what a complete volleyball experience is? I mean, they said all that, but gave it a 65, which I think is, I mean, it's a hard pass. But what are some of these other ones saying? GameSpot makes a good attempt, but its inconsistencies and shoddy control distract from the overall experience. It has the benefit of being instantly playable, but on the flip side, the game is instantly forgettable. GameSpot, I think you maybe need to revisit this one and reconsider. The game actually is one of the few beach volleyball games that allowed you to have 3 variants of shots, like an average shot, a hard pound, and then a cut/roll shot that you could do over the block. They actually got that right. Yeah, it was on the PlayStation 1. Like, not sure what these companies are expecting back then. Like, you see Tekken back then, that probably got a 9 out of 10. It was all blocky polygon character model. Yeah, that was on the PlayStation 1. Like, it's kind of weird to see this. I think maybe it's just because, it's easy to shit on volleyball, but no more. We won't have it. Okay, on to Spike Volleyball, and this is what upsets me. There's only 3 critical scores here on the Metacritic site for Spike Volleyball. Whereas all the other games, even if they were positive or negative, they had companies actually looking at this. This is really sad. Like, did IGN, GameSpot? It was a major release, Spike Volleyball. We've done a ton of videos on it. People were watching it. And did nobody do, or did Metacritic just not bother, or is it just not on PC? Like, where are all the reviews for this game? It's a recent game. It came out on other consoles. I mean, they're giving it poor scores, which, hey, comment down below what you think Spike Volleyball actually deserves. But yeah, it's kind of sad that nobody actually took the time to really either attack this or give it praise, so that like these critical scores are super important for companies getting feedback and, other people paying attention to what the critical and, sales success are for these games, so that in future you can do it better. And segueing from that to Summer Heat Beach Volleyball. We played this game a few times on the channel and we've had a blast with it for sure. And I mean, this game somehow has 21 critic reviews here on Metacritic, where Spike Volleyball only had 3? Like, are you kidding me? How does that make any sense? Now, I don't know whether or not I disagree or agree with kind of this meta score of 65. I think that's pretty fair. I mean, it's not super great or super negative, and I think that kind of reflects the game, but let me know what you guys think about this game. But let's see who some of the big companies. GameSpy, 77. Yeah, cool. Game Pro, PSX Nation, Eurogamer, yeah. IGN, oh, here we go, 65. One of the deepest games of its kind over the last couple of years for sure, but you gave Power Spike Pro Beach Volleyball a shit score? You're gonna give this one a good one just because it's on a new console? What the heck? And then when we flip over to Beach Spikers Virtua Beach Volleyball, I think we've done 1 or 2 videos of this on the channel, and it is overwhelmingly positive on this game, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. Like, this game, yeah, it has different mechanics and different things than Summer Heat Beach Volleyball, but it's not overly that different. Addicting and incredibly fun by GameSpy? What? For all its apparent lack of depth, yeah, that was a comment about Summer Heat. Beach Spikers is surprisingly addictive and enjoyable? What? That was the one with all those Pringle cans pumped up and down in the back corner. Look at the Pringles is everywhere. Is it because these guys paid to get good reviews? Is there a bit of a conspiracy going on back here? IGN, 82? Are you absolutely kidding me, IGN? What are you talking about? Like, the variance here, unbelievable. Comment down below if you guys agree or disagree with this. I strongly disagree with this, especially considering all the other scores that this was getting. Did anybody have anything negative to say about it? 50 was the lowest. Game Informer. There really isn't much here to recommend. The reason, as usual, suspect gameplay and poor camera work are the culprits. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Like, more than some of these other, it looks good. Somebody must be paying for these reviews. And this is a problem for volleyball games overall. Okay, and on to Outlaw Volleyball. I think this one has by far the most reviews and seems to have gotten a ton of visibility. I think as the Outlaw series seemed to be one that sold well and kind of managed to do things fairly well. And this is probably more of a better representation for volleyball and volleyball games, with kind of the scores this is getting mostly positive. And I think I would agree with that. We played this and its sequel, the remix version, one time on the channel for every volleyball game. And I think it's a fun game. There's a lot to it. There's kind of unique and interesting characters, and I think I would generally agree with this. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about Outlaw Volleyball. But what's super interesting is just see some of these major companies who are giving IGN with an 80. So you're telling me, IGN, you're telling me that you're giving the same score, 82, Beach Spikers Virtua Beach Volleyball is better than Outlaw Volleyball? You are absolutely kidding me, IGN. What even goes into these scores? And the thing is I get a little bit back end information here, working in game development now. These scores actually reflect somewhat, not entirely, but do impact the sales of the game over the long term. Good games sell well. Critically acclaimed games will sell well. If critics pan a game, it might still sell, but it's also possible that it seriously hurts sales, which, I mean, I'm rooting for volleyball video games to do well, and so we need the critics to fall in line, man. Unbelievable. This is a black hole, and there could be way more that we could find and look at here. Well, guys, that'll do it for this episode. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope it was something that was you found interesting to watch. I certainly found interesting looking at it myself, and I'm sure if you were to dive deeper into some of these comments that these companies are saying, you'd find probably a lot more weird discrepancies and just kind of arbitrary decision making. Maybe they only played the game for 2 hours. Maybe they played the game for 10 hours. I don't know what the deal is there, but anyway, comment down below with some of your guys' thoughts on what some of these games, did they get it right? Did they get it wrong? Should we even pay attention to these? Let me know your thoughts. I definitely want to hear it. But again, thanks so much for watching this video, and we hope to see you next time on Yes Guy Gaming.